girl rock out there. Picked up all the work. And she moving out of that old Chinese spot that you was with, too.
They all working together against me, man. Kanan had Ronnie take me out for his mom's.
I have a job that demands a little bit of distance and some cover for me.
You've been disrespecting your wife with that other bitch. I'm here to tell you to knock that shit off.
I miss you.
Look, your grandfather did what he did because he didn't like his life. But for most of his life, he believed he could do anything he set his mind to.
Spend time crying about what you lost, you never get shit. And I'm gonna get mine. You could be God for that.
Because nobody know everything. And it's better that way. If you knew everything, you know too much. And knowing about them lies and dying, ain't no way to live.
Now that's how you start a season premiere off. That's how you start a season premiere off, goddammit. This episode was fire from start to finish, hands down, arguably, in my opinion. This was one of the best season premieres I've seen so far out of all the spinoffs in the Power universe. Everything about this episode was fire, from the dialogue, the acting, the storyline, the character development. Like, anything you can imagine about this episode was fire. And I can only imagine what's next for these next upcoming episodes of season 4. If the rest of the episodes in season 4 is as great as episode 1 was, then oh yeah, bro, season 4 is about to be lit. Season 4 might be better than season 3, but we have yet to see these new episodes that's about to air out in the future, but we just gonna have to wait and see how everything plays out. But in the meantime, what's the deal with it, YouTube? What's good with y'all? What's up with everybody? I'll go by the name of DC, and in today's video, I'm going to be recapping episode 1 to Power Book 3, Raising Kanan season 4, and let y'all know how I felt about the episode and give y'all some predictions as well for these next upcoming episodes of Raising Kanan in the future, and share my thoughts on what I liked in this episode and what I didn't like in this episode. But before I do that, if this is your first time coming across my channel and you like power content like me, hit that like button to help this video get recommended across the algorithm. Hit the post bell notification button to support the channel and to get updated on all content I post on my channel. And leave your thoughts, opinions, and theories down below in the comment section, and y'all let me know y'all predictions for these next upcoming episodes of Raising Kanan. But like I said earlier, overall, this was a great season opener. A lot of questions got answered in this episode that we was looking for answers to, especially when they decided to do a time jump into the past and let us know where Unique Mind was at and what he was going through throughout episodes 6 through 10 in season 3. And I ain't gonna front, shout out to Sasha Penn and everybody that's involved with this spinoff, bruh. Shout out to them, because the way they did this time jump into the past in this episode was fire. We basically got 2 episodes within 1 episode in this episode, if you get what I mean. I'm glad we finally got the answers to what really happened with Unique's character after he got his ass whooped by Ronnie and left in the ditch to die in season 3. I'm glad that we finally got the answers to that, because that was one of the biggest questions going into season 4. What really happened with Unique, and how was he able to survive that brutal ass whooping that he suffered by Ronnie in season 3? And while I'm mentioning Unique, I might as well start the recap off first with talking about Unique. So the episode starts out 3 months ago from the events that took place in season 3, episode 5. After Unique got beat up by Ronnie and he was left for dead, and Unique just randomly woke up in the ditch and just crawled his way out of the goddamn ditch, which was crazy as hell to me. But right after Unique did this, he crawled his way to a payphone, which was also crazy to me because I'm shocked that it's even a payphone in the middle of the forest. Like, Ronnie literally left Unique in the middle of nowhere, and the fact that Unique was able to find a payphone was crazy to me. But anyway, Unique found the payphone and he called Early Tyler to pick him up, and that's what Early Tyler did. We all know this based off the promo teasers that they've been releasing these last couple of weeks. But Early Tyler ended up taking Unique to an animal hospital instead of the regular hospital to prevent Unique from possibly getting taken out by anybody who did this, because at the time, Early Tyler didn't know that Ronnie was the one that was responsible for this, so he decided to take Unique to an animal hospital to make sure that nobody doesn't try to finish the job on Unique. And while they was there, the doctor had to let Early Tyler know that Unique is not going to be the same person that he was before when he wake up. Because Early Tyler kept running his mouth about his money. He like, bro, I need to make sure Unique is good. Like, he told me he was going to pay me some money, so I want my goddamn money. Which I'm not mad at the end of the day. I'm not mad at Early Tyler for this, but it's a time and place for everything, bro. And now is not the time for you to be worrying about your goddamn money. And the doctor told Early Tyler Unique giving him his money is not what's important right now. He like, bruh, this money that Unique owe you does not matter right now, bruh. Your homeboy is in there laid out. He really supposed to be dead by the grace of God and the power of writers. He's still alive, and you worrying about some money. Like, bruh, you need to make sure Unique is good at the end of the day, because he in the danger zone. So after this, Early Tyler took Unique back to his crib. Early Tyler and Unique was having a conversation with each other about Unique's next move and what he need to do in the meantime, because he cannot be out in the streets roaming around in the condition that he in, because like I said earlier in the video, the doctor told Early Tyler that Unique is in a danger zone, so he can't be moving around like that. He gotta lay low. And Early Tyler let that be known to Unique in this episode, because Unique was trying to get revenge on Ronnie. He like, bruh, I know who did this to me. Like, just give me a couple of more days to heal and I'm gonna settle the score. But Early Tyler was telling Unique that he really needs to take advantage of the situation that he in, and he just needs to lay low. He like, bruh, just chill out. You don't need to be making any irrational moves right now. Like, you low-key got a superpower, bruh. You low-key invincible right now because everybody thinks you dead. Nobody don't think that you still alive, so you could use this as your advantage to move under the radar and figure out what's going on in the streets before you make your next move. As well as telling Unique whoever stepped up to take over his spot in the drug game is probably the one that has something to do with the beating that he suffered by Ronnie. Telling Unique that maybe Ronnie didn't orchestrate the plan to take out Unique on his own and he probably had help. Which pissed me off because Unique already knew that Ronnie was the one that tried to kill him. He wasn't thinking about nobody else. He wasn't thinking about nobody else possibly helping out Ronnie orchestrate this plan to take out Unique. Unique already knew Ronnie was the one that did this to him. But we all know Unique ain't right in the head, so his thoughts is all over the place. But I don't like the fact that Early Tyler told Unique this. I don't like this at all. Because Unique tasked Early Tyler to be his eyes and ears on the streets and figure out what's going on out there in the streets before he make his next move. And when he found out what was going on in the streets, he let it be known that Raquel is taking over the streets now. As well as letting it be known to Unique that Kanan and Ronnie is working together, which pissed off Unique. And once he heard this, he started putting his own theories and clues together. He like, bro, Raquel set me up. She told me she was out the game. She was using me this whole entire time, waiting for me to get some motion, waiting for me to start doing business with the Koreans when it came to Unique working with the Koreans to move heroin. He like, bro, Raquel set me up. She told me she was out the game. Raquel had Kanan tasked Ronnie with taking me out so she could take over my business. Like, none of this stuff that was coming out of Unique mouth was making sense to me. I mean, from his perspective and his mind, it kind of do make sense. You know what I'm saying? He don't really know what's going on in his head all over the place. So it kind of makes sense from his point of view. I'm not mad at Unique about this. Who I'm really mad at is Early Tyler, because Early Tyler low-key planted the goddamn seeds for Unique to start thinking that Raquel has something to do with this. And Raquel and Ronnie was working together and they came up with a plan to take out Unique. Like, that shit does not even make sense, bruh. It does not make sense at all, but I understand Unique ain't right in the head. I completely understand this. But Tyler didn't tell Unique the full story because he left out the part about Kanan and Raquel beefing with each other. And when Kanan and Ronnie was working together, they was at odds with Raquel. They was Raquel competition on the streets. He forgot to mention that part of the story. But right after Unique heard about this stuff that was going on in the streets from Early Tyler, Unique decided to go follow everybody and play the cut and see what's going on in the streets. So the first stop he made was at his house. He went back to his old house and he saw Ronnie and Juliana coming out of his house. We all know in season 3, episode 7, Juliana and Ronnie was kicking it with each other at Unique's house. Your boy Ronnie was about to get some if it wasn't for Panessa walking in and blowing up the spot. But with Panessa showing up and blowing up the spot, your boy Ronnie wasn't able to get none. So him and Juliana left and Unique was outside watching Ronnie and Juliana the whole entire time. And I'm not gonna lie, Unique pissed me off in this scene right here. This scene definitely pissed me off because Unique had the chance to take the kill shot on Ronnie, bro. He was right there. You could have boomed Ronnie and Juliana. Ronnie was right there. He probably was about 10 feet away from Unique. And the reason why this scene pissed me off is because he ain't had this energy for Ronnie, but he was sure as hell about to shoot Lulu ass when he saw Lulu coming out that goddamn club, drunk as hell, stumbling to his car. Unique was about to boom Lulu ass if it wasn't for Shirley coming outside and stopping Lulu from drunk driving. Lulu was about to be out of here if it wasn't for Shirley saving his life. So I ain't understand why Unique ain't want to take the kill shot on Ronnie when he had the opportunity to do it. But he was going to take the kill shot on Lulu, and Lulu ain't even do nothing. So right after this, we end up seeing Unique again on this same type of time at the end of the episode, watching Kanan, Marvin, and Raquel lead a meeting that they was attending between Kanan and Ronnie, because we all know in the season 3 finale of Raising Kanan, Kanan orchestrated the kidnapping with Ronnie to orchestrate his mom to show up to this warehouse and show up with $500,000 in ransom money to pay back to Ronnie to get Kanan back. But we all know Kanan flipped the switch on the black version of Jeffrey Dahmer's and Michael Myers mixed together, aka Ronnie, and smoked his ass. So we see Unique's point of view on this situation that took place in the season 3 finale between Kanan, Ronnie, Raquel, and Detective Howard, and Unique was sitting outside the whole entire time. And I just had a feeling Unique was there at this meeting watching everything go down. Based off the camera angle of this scene when they showed this scene right here in the season 3 finale, I just had that feeling that Unique was there, and I was right. But he wasn't able to take the kill shot on Ronnie, which pissed him off. He definitely was upset at the fact that he wasn't the one that took out Ronnie. And I mean, he could have took out Ronnie when he saw Ronnie and Juliana coming out of his house. He had the opportunity right there, but hey, it is what it is. Can't be mad at Kanan for smoking your crazy ass brother. He honestly did you a favor. But with us finally getting the backstory on Unique and how he survived and what he was going through throughout episodes 6 through 10 in season 3, now that we figured out that situation and we got that out the way, I'm expecting Unique to turn up in episode 2. I believe episode 2 is going to be the episode he going to go after Raquel and her organization. That's the episode I'm expecting Unique to go off in. I'm expecting Unique to be on full demon mode in episode 2. Unique about to be on the hunt for Raquel and the whole entire Thomas family in episode 2. And I cannot wait to see Raquel's reaction when she figure out that Unique is still alive. And I can't wait to see Unique's reaction when he finds out that Raquel was pregnant with his child. I can't wait to see his reaction on that because we found out in this episode that Raquel was pregnant by Unique. Because remember, everything that was shown in this episode is a flashback from all the stuff that was taking place in episodes 6 through 10 that we did not see happen between episodes 6 through 10. We just did not see the full picture of what was really going on. But the pregnancy didn't even last long in this episode because soon when Raquel found out that she was pregnant, she decided to not go forward with the pregnancy. She got rid of the baby and right after that, she called Jukebox to come pick her up from the hospital and take her home. And she revealed to Jukebox that she was pregnant by Unique too. And Jukebox was shocked when she heard this. She was like, damn, bro, I did not expect you and Unique to be messing around with each other. Like, did you even love him? Like, did you love Unique? And Rock told Jukebox straight up she could have. She like, yeah, I could have loved Unique. Like, that could have been somebody I could see myself loving. But I am expecting this secret about Raquel being pregnant by Unique to get out. We know Raquel told Jukebox in this episode not to tell anybody nothing. She like, bro, take this secret to the grave. Like, don't tell nobody. But that secret is going to come out. Somebody go find out. Jukebox talk too goddamn much, bro.
Running your mouth.
She gonna tell somebody. Whether it's Kanan, Marvin, Aisha, Lulu, whoever, she gonna tell somebody about Raquel being pregnant by Unique. That information is gonna get out some way, somehow. And another secret that I'm expected to be revealed before season 4 is over with is Raquel, Lulu, and Marvin mom having kidney cancer. I'm definitely expecting that secret to be revealed as well because we found out in this episode that Joyce has kidney cancer. We found this out at the end of the episode when Kanan went to the hospital to check up on his grandma. Because Kanan was tasked to complete a class assignment on one of his grandparents by his principal at his school. The principal at Kanan's school was not liking the fact that Kanan didn't complete this class assignment, and she told Kanan straight up, if he don't get this class assignment completed ASAP, he going to jail. Kanan had no choice but to complete this class assignment in this episode. So we saw him going to different relatives in his family to learn about his grandfather Elijah E. Train Thomas because that's who he was going to write about. Everybody that he talked to in his family had a different perspective on his grandfather Elijah. Joyce had a different perspective on him. Marvin had a different perspective on him, as well as Lulu. So while Kanan was kicking in with Crystal, he got a phone call from his grandma, letting it be known to him that she's at the hospital. And that's how Kanan was able to find out about his grandma having kidney cancer. And she also wanted Kanan to make a promise to her to keep this a secret and not tell anybody. She ain't want nobody in the family to know about her having kidney cancer. But like I said earlier in the video, this is power that we watching, and we all know secrets is always getting revealed, and I'm expecting this secret to get revealed at some point before the season is over with. And with them revealing to us that Joy has kidney cancer, I already know what time it is. I already know what time it is. Joyce is up out of here. I don't know when it's gonna happen. I believe it's gonna happen within these first 5 episodes of season 4, but I believe Joyce is out of here. Grandma Joyce is out of here. She out of here, bruh. And I believe this is the reason why we saw Raquel crying in the season 4 trailer. Because if you watch my season 4 trailer breakdown, I mentioned in that video that the only person that could bring tears to Raquel's eyes like this is if something bad happened to somebody in her family. And like I said, I don't expect nobody in the Thomas family, far as Lulu or Marvin, to die in season 4. And with them two not dying, only person that I could think of that could make Raquel cry like this was the mom. Raquel's mom dying might be the reason why we see Raquel crying in this scene right here. So we just gonna have to wait and see how this situation is gonna play out. But I don't see Grandma Joyce making it out of season 4 alive. I don't see this happening at all. Now, moving on to one of my favorite characters, I gotta talk about my boy Marvin. Marvin was tasked by Stefano in this episode to take care of Stefano's son-in-law, who's been disrespectful to his daughter by openly cheating on her in public, which Marvin agreed to because Marvin looked at this as an opportunity to level up, as well as trying to prove to Stefano that Raquel doesn't own him and he is his own man and he can make his own choices and decisions. So Marvin went on the hunt in this episode to look for Stefano's son-in-law, and Marvin was about to catch that boy lacking outside of his house. Marvin was close to getting his hands on Stefano's son-in-law in this episode when he pulled up to his house. But unfortunately, Stefano's son-in-law goons was sitting outside of his house waiting for him to come outside. So Marvin couldn't do nothing about this because they was talking shit to Marvin, and vice versa. Marvin was talking shit back, and Marvin already knew he was outnumbered, so he decided to walk off. But he did spin the block on Stefano's son-in-law, and he beat the hell out of his ass when he was leaving hockey practice. I'm glad Unc put the pause on this boy because this boy was running his mouth when he was with his homeboy. He was talking a whole lot of BS. He had all this energy like he was big, bad, and tough, but when he was by himself and Marvin caught him lacking, he ain't had that same energy. He ain't had his energy at all. And this beatdown that he he suffered must have did something to him, because right after this, he decided to pack up all his bags and go on a cruise with his wife. He decided to get out of New York City, and Stefano told Marvin this at the end of the episode. He like, good looking, bro. Like, I don't know what you did or what you said to him, but it worked because he took my daughter and they went on a cruise. He out of here. So good looking out. I owe you a favor. And all I'm going to say is this. I need Unc to stay away from Stefano. I need Unc to stay away from Stefano. Stefano cannot be trusted. I don't trust Stefano. Stefano seemed cool, but it's just something about his character that I don't trust. And then too, not like that, but Uncle Marvin been smoking Italian since season 2, bruh. Since season 2. And he just smoked Sal Baselli in season 3, which is a mafia boss. Like, bruh, Marvin does not need to be around Stefano whatsoever, because if somebody spot him, all hell gonna break loose. It ain't hard to put 2 and 2 together. And I do believe at some point, before season 4 is over with, this situation between Marvin and Stefano is going to take a turn for the worse. I don't see this ending well for Marvin, bruh. I don't think Marvin is going to die. Let's make that clear right now. I'm not expecting Marvin to die in season 4. But I do believe Marvin is about to get dragged into a whole lot of BS when it comes to him dealing with these Italians and doing all this stuff behind Raquel's back as well, because Raquel don't know nothing about this stuff, because like Stefano said in this episode, he ain't called Raquel to handle this situation for him. He called Marvin. He ain't called Rock, so Raquel doesn't know about none of this stuff, but I'm pretty sure she gonna find out sooner than later. And Uncle Marvin better hope and pray Raquel doesn't knock him in the back of the head with a goddamn stick, because I'm pretty sure that's what she gonna do when she find out about the stuff that Marvin got going on with the Italians. Now, moving on, in this episode, we saw the return of famous sister, aka Lulu ex-girlfriend, Jessica. And I'm surprised Lulu ain't pick up a bottle and start drinking when Jessica walked in. I thought Lulu was gonna pour him up a drink or something when Jessica walked in, but apparently not. But Jessica popped up on Lulu in this episode, letting it be known to Lulu that she in town for a couple of weeks and all this stuff, letting it be known to him that her family don't know about her being in the city, and she trying to kick it with Lulu too before she head back to Cali, as well as letting it be known to Lulu that she miss him. And my whole thing is with Jessica popping up and all that stuff, like, I'm glad she popped up, that's cool, whatever. Well, I'm not glad she popped up. I really wish she didn't pop up. But where the hell is Famous at? That's all I want to know. Where is Famous at? Because why is his sister popping up in this episode, but he not? Like, don't get me wrong. We saw Famous, but it was a time jump into the past. We saw episode 305 version of Famous. We only saw Famous one time, and that's when he was performing Streets Need a Body in episode 305. That wasn't enough for me. That wasn't enough for me. I can't speak for everybody, but that was not enough for me. But I am expecting Famous to get taken out at some point before season 4 is over with, especially with his sister popping back up. Yeah, bruh. I don't see Famous making it out of season 4 alive. He's high up on my death prediction list. But I do hope he pop up at some point before season 4 is over with, because as of now, we don't know where Famous is at, and it's a mystery at this point. I'm pretty sure Famous is going to get taken out before the season is over with, but I would hope to see his character one last time before that happens. I would like to see Famous one last time before he get taken out. At least let the boy perform The Streets Need a Body one more time before he get taken out. But until then, we're just going to have to wait and see how this stuff is going to play out. Like I said, this was a phenomenal episode. I enjoyed everything about this episode from start to finish, besides Jessica returning and popping up in this episode. I ain't enjoy that, but everything else about this episode was fire. I can't wait to see these next upcoming episodes of season 4 of Raising Kanan. I can't wait to see what's next for all these characters in these next upcoming episodes, and I'm just looking forward to seeing these episodes, bro. I'm expecting season 4 to be fire. They came out the gate swinging with this episode. This was one of the best season premieres I done seen so far out of all the spinoffs in the Power Universe. This was a great way to start off season 4, and I cannot wait to see what's next for these next upcoming episodes. But other than that, I ain't got too much else to say. If you like this video, make sure to hit that like button to help this video get recommended across the algorithm. Leave your comments, theories, predictions, thoughts, all that good stuff down below in the comment section. More videos is on the way. More content is coming soon now that Raising Kanan is back on. So stay on the lookout for that. Much love to each and every one of y'all that's been supporting my channel and rocking with me. I appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all next time. Y'all take care. Y'all be safe and God bless. I'll see y'all later.